In the heart of southern Spain, where the scent of orange blossoms fills the air and church bells ring over ancient rooftops, a darkness was brewing. This is Sevilla, a city of passion, art and tradition, but also a city of secrets. Lucía Herrera was a star in Sevilla's art world. At just 28, she was one of the city's most promising art dealers. Fearless, smart, and outspoken, she curated exhibitions that challenged power and exposed uncomfortable truths. Her latest show, La Sangre del Silencio, The Blood of Silence, was her most daring yet. It was political, it was provocative, and it was dangerous. 3 days before its closing night, Lucía Herrera was found dead. Her body lay near an abandoned ceramic factory in the Triana district. The morning sun lit up her red dress, stained dark at the chest. There was just one wound, precise, professional, deliberate. Inspector Alejandro Ruiz arrived before the media circus. In his mid-40s, calm and sharp-eyed, Alejandro was known for solving the toughest cases without any drama. He noticed something immediately. Under Lucía's fingernails were traces of black paint. She had fought back. Her purse was untouched. Robbery wasn't the motive, but her phone was missing. This was personal. Lucía's exhibition had already caused a stir. Some artworks hinted at shadowy political figures manipulating land deals in rural Andalusia. Others symbolized corruption within powerful institutions. Wealthy investors who once admired her were now threatening to sue. One of those investors was Carlos Medina. A respected businessman and a generous patron of the arts, Carlos was the main sponsor of Lucía's gallery. Publicly, he was a cultural hero. Privately, rumors swirled around his rapid rise in property development. Entire communities had been displaced after mysterious legal changes handed their land over to corporations linked to him. Just 2 days before her death, Lucía had removed his name from all promotional materials for the exhibition. When Alejandro questioned him, Carlos was cool and collected. He dismissed it as a simple funding dispute common in the art world. His alibi was perfect, a dinner with investors in a crowded restaurant. Almost too perfect. Then there was Mateo Vargas, a talented but temperamental painter. He and Lucía had been romantically involved until she ended things abruptly. She claimed it was for professional reasons, but jealousy had been growing between them. Lucía had even removed 2 of his paintings from the exhibition's final display. When questioned, Mateo admitted they had argued the night she died. He admitted he was angry, but insisted he left her alive. Alejandro saw a fresh cut on his wrist. Mateo said it was from broken glass in his studio. Something still felt wrong. Lucía's apartment showed no signs of a break-in. Everything was neat, as if she expected to come right back. But on her laptop, investigators found encrypted folders, hidden spreadsheets, and audio recordings. One file was labeled Verdad Final, the final truth. After hours of work, the cybercrime unit cracked the code. Inside was a voice recording from Lucía herself. "If anything happens to me," she whispered, "look at the mural in the old factory. The black paint hides the truth." Alejandro rushed back to the abandoned factory wall where her body was found. A massive mural covered the brick, dark figures drowning in waves of red and black. It was a centerpiece of her exhibition. Under ultraviolet light, faint markings appeared beneath the black paint. They were numbers, coordinates. The coordinates led police to a farmhouse outside Sevilla. Inside, they found a treasure trove of evidence: forged property deeds, stacks of cash, and documents detailing Carlos Medina's illegal land acquisitions. It should have been case closed, motive, corruption, and evidence all tied up in a neat bow. But Alejandro hesitated. The farmhouse felt staged, too obvious. A man like Carlos, with his sophisticated lawyers, wouldn't leave such a clumsy trail. It felt like someone wanted Carlos to take the fall. A new detail emerged from the gallery's security footage. At 2:13 a.m. on the night of the murder, Lucía left the building alone. 2 minutes later, her best friend and gallery manager, Elena Morales, followed her. Elena had been inseparable from Lucía. When confronted, she broke down. She said she discovered something bigger than the artwork. Elena confessed, something that could destroy powerful people. Phone records revealed Lucía made one last call shortly before her death. It wasn't to Mateo, it wasn't to Carlos. She had called Inspector Alejandro Ruiz. Alejandro checked his voicemail. Nothing. He contacted the telecom unit. They recovered a deleted voicemail from the server. The message, recorded at 1:48 a.m., was brief and urgent. Alejandro, I didn't know who else to trust. It's bigger than we thought. It's not just Carlos. It's inside the police. A chill ran down his spine. Only someone within the department could have erased that message from his phone. He reviewed the evidence logs. Only one officer had accessed Lucía's recovered phone before it was officially processed, Captain Rafael Ortega, his own superior. Rafael had guided the investigation from the start, pushing Alejandro to focus on Mateo. He had dismissed any other theories. Now Alejandro saw it all clearly. Further digging revealed secret meetings between Rafael and Carlos Medina. Small but regular bank transfers linked shell companies to Rafael's cousin. The pieces fell into place. Carlos was orchestrating the illegal land grabs. He commissioned Mateo to create abstract paintings, telling him they were artistic experiments. But the paintings were not just art. They were coded maps, blueprints for corruption, passed discreetly among investors. Lucía had figured it all out. She discovered the codes and traced the money, and the trail led her straight to a corrupt officer providing protection, Captain Rafael Ortega. Lucía had arranged to meet Rafael that night, intending to confront him and record their conversation. Alejandro confronted his boss on a rooftop overlooking Sevilla Cathedral as the sun set. At first, Rafael denied everything, but the weight of the evidence was too much. She was going to ruin us, Rafael admitted, his voice low. Do you understand what that would have done? Chaos, careers destroyed, powerful men brought down. You killed her, Alejandro stated. She left me no choice. Rafael confessed everything. Lucía had threatened to release all the files to the public. In a panic, he followed her to the factory, where she was documenting the mural's hidden codes. They argued. When she refused to back down, he stabbed her. He took her phone, deleted her final call, and tried to frame both Carlos and Mateo. But he had underestimated Alejandro. As Rafael finished his confession, backup officers emerged from the stairwell. He was arrested without a fight. Carlos Medina was detained for fraud and conspiracy. Mateo Vargas was charged, but evidence later showed he was a pawn, not a player. Months later, Lucía's exhibition reopened in her honor. This time, the mural was restored with its hidden codes exposed for all to see, a silent testament in court. Visitors stood before it, reading the story hidden in the paint. Alejandro often visited the gallery alone. He'd stand before the mural and remember the fear in Lucía's voice on that last call, and the incredible courage beneath it. Life in Sevilla went on. Flamenco guitars played into the night. Tourists filled the plazas, and the river reflected the golden sunsets. But something had changed. A dark truth had been dragged into the light, and a young woman's determination had proven that in Sevilla, even whispers are never truly silent. Justice had arrived, not with a shout, but with a whisper in the dark. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. See you next time.